Good afternoon and thank you for the opportunity to present today. My name is Kareem Yapor and I serve as the Assistant Director of Admissions and the Transfer Coordinator for the S.C. Johnson College of Business at Cornell University. A little bit about me and my journey. I worked in higher education for over a decade, primarily in admissions, advising, and student success roles across Cornell, RIT, University of Rochester, and SUNY Albany. I earned my Bachelor's of Science in International and Global Studies and a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology from RIT. I'm currently pursuing my Master's of Science in Higher Education Administration at SUNY Brockport, where I will graduate in May of 2026. I have been accepted into a doctorate in educational leadership where I plan to graduate by May of 2029. As a first generation Latina professional, my work is deeply rooted in equity, belonging, and helping students from diverse backgrounds find their place and purpose in higher education. Oregon State University's College of Engineering stands out to me because its commitment to inclusive excellence and community partnership. The university's focus on collaboration and innovation aligns with my personal philosophy that access is the first step and true belonging happens when students see themselves reflected in their learning community. This decision connects every part of what I love: outreach, recruitment, and diversity initiatives, and it offers the chance to apply what I've learned in my master's program in a setting that both values data driven results and the human connection. This role provides leadership to the Center of Diversity and Inclusion within the College of Engineering. It is about coordinating outreach, recruitment, and retention initiatives that foster access and belonging for students from underrepresented, first generation, rural, LGBTQIA, and transfer backgrounds. What excites me most is its holistic approach, combining community outreach, equity focused marketing, and internal collaborations with faculty and student support programs. It is about a role that requires both operational insight and emotional intelligence. Both areas are something that shape my own leadership style. My experience connects directly with these priorities. At Cornell University, I managed external transfer pipelines, coordinated athletic and visiting student review, and helped shape the pathways for first generation and non traditional students. I also process about 1,500 applications annually and coordinate with faculty and admissions committees to ensure a fair, holistic review process. Additionally, I hold regional positions and mentor positions within my sorority, Latinas por Viendo Comunidad, Lambda Pi Chi Sorority Incorporated. At RIT, I focus in first generation BIPOC and low income student recruitment across Texas, California, and Puerto Rico, increasing BIPOC yield by 20%. Additionally, I read applications for mechanical engineering programs, which gave me a valuable insight on how to engage with STEM applicants who may or may not see themselves represented in these fields. Earlier in my career at SUNY Albany, I served as the academic coordinator for this collegiate science and technology entry program, where I advise underrepresented STEM students and help them present their research at the annual McNair conference. Across my roles, they pair with belonging, mentorship, but overall making sure that students are not only enrolled, but that they thrive in their institutions. For me, belonging isn't a buzzword, it is a bridge, and it begins before a student even applies through representation in outreach materials as well as bilingual communications to families, which honestly very much resonates with them. Once a student arrives, belonging evolves into connection through mentorship and identity affirming spaces and community partnership. At Cornell, I have helped design the transfer program and its process through admissions, helping first generation transfer students pair with peer mentors to ease their transition, as well as reaching out to their Office of Student Services to ensure that they are finding the correct support that they need as they transition to campus. This small initiative has had a measurable impact on retention and overall satisfactory ratings because students feel seen and so they want to stay at their institutions. Here's how I envision building these inclusive pathways at Oregon State University. First, we will start with community outreach, partnering with K through 12 programs and schools and community organizations and nonprofits that extend early awareness to going to college. Next, we will focus on inclusive recruitment using bilingual, cultural relevant materials that reflect the diversity of Oregon communities. In admissions and access, we will rely on data-driven tools like Slate CRM and PeopleSoft to identify barriers and measure the progress that we are making. Transition and support, meaning we're looking at how to implement mentorship and bridge programs for first generation college students and transfer students. And lastly, belonging and retention, where we sustain this success through peer networks, inclusive events, and identity affirming programs. This model connects directly with my graduate studies on student development and organizational change, turning research into practical action. Like every meaningful initiative, it will face its challenges. In my role, I anticipate a few, like limited exposure to engineering pathways among underrepresented youths, DEI fatigue or resistance to change, and resource allocation across programs. My solutions really focus on building trust and sustainability, partnering with schools and community college to demystify STEM, reframing DEI work as innovation and student success driven, by using data stories to ensure institutional donor support. My doctoral focus will be on first generation college student mental health and retention because well being is a foundation to persistence. My approach will look at early outreach, embedding wellness into belonging initiatives, and using data driven stories to show how these investments are driven by retention and innovation. When this is done well, this work will transform not just the student outcome, but the institutional culture. The impact that I envision includes higher enrollment and retention for first generation and BIPOC students in the STEM fields, stronger faculty engagement in inclusive teaching and practices, enhancing national visibility of Oregon State University as a leader in equitable engineering education. It is about creating a model and having others learn from it, one where outreach, belonging, and academic excellence go hand in hand. My leadership philosophy really summarized in three words: empathy, data, and collaboration. I lead with empathy, informed by my first generation journey and my mentorship that I've received along the way. I rely on data from application trends to engagement metrics to guide equitable decision making. And I believe that collaboration brings everyone together in admissions, academic affairs, DEI offices, and student organizations across the campus to create shared accountability. One phrase that really guides me is access opens doors, belonging builds homes. And that is what I strive to create in every space that I lead. In summary, I bring a unique blend of hands-on admissions expertise, graduate level research, and a long-term commitment to equity in higher education. I understand the operational side of recruitment, the personal side of student belonging, and the strategic side of institutional change. This role feels like a natural intersection of everything that I've done thus far and everything that I'm currently still learning. Thank you again for your time and consideration. I'm truly excited for the opportunity to contribute to Oregon State University's mission and to continue growing as an educational leader. I look forward to the chance to discuss how I can help advance Oregon State University's vision for outreach, recruitment, and diversity initiatives, ensuring that every student not only arrives here, but belongs here. Thank you. You can reach me at kareemyaport@gmail.com or connect with me on LinkedIn if you choose to continue this conversation.